We had a busy day.
I know.
This Oklahoma wind.
It's the worst.
Yes. We were cheersing our First Form. These are our First Form energy drinks. We are like, this is
An addiction.
This is our addiction.
Yeah.
What flavor you got today? You got the blue raz?
Blue raspberry. I think that one's my favorite. The store I go to doesn't have those.
Screaming Freedom.
Yeah.
You know that these are like probably the greatest thing that's ever been invented. And when you open them, it calls like a bald eagle.
Yeah. I had one land on my wrist the other day.
Really?
No, that didn't.
And we're not. This is a free plug. We just love these things.
For real.
I got to talk to them the other day. They love what we're about and everything too. So this is cool, but it's just if you guys have ever seen this company, everything we stand for, they stand for it too. So free plug for our friends at First Form.
Yeah, go get some.
Yeah, they are delicious. But we drink these. I mean, if you look over Grandma's recycle box over there, I'd say at least a third of them, if not 2/3 of that bag is our cans.
You got to do what you got to do. I mean, you need that afternoon pick-me-up. That's the way to go.
It's delicious.
Oh, yeah.
Screaming Freedom. What would you compare blue raspberry to?
I don't know. Let me taste it one more time.
This one tastes like a cherry starburst.
I want to say this is like, you ever just get like a handful of nerds, like the blue ones, and just eat like the whole box or something?
That's a good.
It's like the blue I think they're blue raspberry, maybe.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I get.
Yeah.
It's pretty sweet, but
that's a pretty good comp.
Yeah.
I'd never even thought about that. That's what it tastes like. That's a good one.
I was thinking it's some kind of blue candy.
Well, we missed you last week. Me and Grandma had to do this up there at the arena.
Yeah.
And now we're inside today.
Well, I mean, if the wind wasn't blowing so much, I don't know if our table would set still today.
Guys, we was probably on the windy. Like they just told, 20-mile-an-hour gusts. We're like, usually we can handle that. It had to be 40, 45
at
today.
least. Yeah, holding the thing.
The diffuser.
You're
whapping.
Yeah, I thought I was gonna blow away. Luckily, I'm pretty heavy set, so I don't think that Oklahoma wind could blow me away.
Bart's got a nice base to him.
Yeah, if I lose too much weight, I might just blow off.
So we knocked out some really fun videos today, and we ended with the Public Square one.
Oh yeah, I got my Public Square.
They have new merch they dropped. The New American Renaissance. Granny's shirt was hilarious.
Oh, yeah.
It said "Stop supporting commies."
You gotta love a company that's willing to say something like that.
But that's who they are, and that's why we love them, and we've partnered with them for over a year now. They've been awesome. That's where you can buy Didier Ranch and buy Barks Apparel for discounted rates and free shipping. But enough of that. Free plugs and plugs.
Yeah.
I know today is also it's almost like summertime. We got May.
Yeah, it's hot. It's getting hot.
I'm kind of liking it though. And we're gonna have to switch Gate Bart out of his bucket hat here soon, or the beanie.
Yeah,
here soon.
That hat gets a little toasty. I literally have to take it off in between shots right now.
Yeah.
Luckily, one good thing about the wind blowing is I might be getting a little sweaty up there, but take the hat off, the wind dries it right out.
The hat absorbs a lot of the sweat too, doesn't it?
And then we filmed that one video the other day. I had the hoodie on.
Yeah.
The day before, and then
cold.
we had to film the other half the next day when it was hot, and I still had to have the same hoodie on.
I thought about that afterwards.
Yeah.
I was like, he's probably
It's not a great wardrobe decision on my part.
It happens.
But made it work.
I'm gonna throw up the picture today. If y'all want to see like what our production crew looks like Granny was operating camera today and running. It's so funny. I'll have Connor throw it in right here, and it's like that's like what we are, like a production crew.
Yeah.
Everything we do is for content creators is very high level, but we have a very limited crew.
Yeah.
So like you'll go from being Gate Bart to being PA to being diffuser holder, light holder. Today you're a cameraman and light holder. I go from directing, and we write everything. We're writers. We do everything here, except for you never had to worry about editing. So
yeah, that's one thing. Yeah.
Connor handles all that now. That's honestly probably my favorite parts of all this was editing, because it's like putting the puzzle together after you've already made up the picture and everything, and like
see the picture in your head, and then you get to put all the pieces together.
It's fun to do that process, but I don't really miss the time it takes to do this.
Yeah.
Sorry, Connor. And Connor made an appearance this week.
Yeah.
As Brad Connors.
Brad Connors and
FIB.
Chad Gatlin.
Chad Gatlin with the FIB.
I think that'll be a good one.
Farm Investigators Bureau.
Just quit buying stuff from patriotic businesses, and you won't have the feds show up.
Yeah.
That's what happens.
So I know you said you had a quote.
I do. I have a quote.
You have a quote you want to start us off with. What quote do you got?
Yeah, well, it's one of my favorite writers. I've been listening to a lot of books by him and stuff. And
who's that?
C.S. Lewis.
Oh, nice.
He's a good Christian. A lot of books about Christianity and Jesus and stuff.
Famous for before like Chronicles of Narnia, all that, and then he really like the Screw Tape letters and all that stuff when he got really famous.
Yeah, Screw Tape letters is pretty creepy too.
Yes,
hits on a lot of stuff that's going on today. Honestly, have you seen the movie? What was it called? They came out last year. Nefarious.
I never watched it.
You should watch it. Yeah, they filmed it in Oklahoma.
Yeah, at Granite.
Yeah, in Granite at the prison, and it's about a guy who's pretty much possessed by a demon, and he's talking about all the stuff that's going on in the world, and how this demon thinks that the stuff that they're doing is working, and he's pretty much he's talking to I think he's a psychiatrist who went to OU, by the way, your alumni.
Shout out, Sooners.
And this guy is an atheist, and he doesn't believe in God, and the guy he's talking to is literally possessed by a demon, and he's telling him all the stuff that's going on. He's talking about how they're killing babies, how they're doing stuff to kids.
It's nefarious.
Yes, nefarious. It's a great movie. I highly recommend it.
How does that pertain to C.S. Lewis?
Well, that was based off of his Screw Tape letters.
Oh, really?
Where he got the guy got the inspiration.
Okay.
I can't remember his name.
The writer
Steve Dace or somebody wrote it.
Who wrote it? That's cool.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, but that's where he got the inspiration. It's kind of based on that, because the Screw Tape letters are about a demon writing to like his boss or whatever above him about how the things that they're doing in the world are working, about the evil that they're putting out there in the world. And so that's kind of what this quote, I don't know what this is from, but I just know it's a C.S. Lewis quote.
All right, give it to us.
It says, "The greatest evil in the world will not be carried out by men with guns, but by men in suits sitting behind desks." How's that? I wanted your thoughts on that.
When did he write this? Last week?
Yeah, I know, right?
And C.S. Lewis has been gone for how long?
Yeah,
Since
like
the 40s? Man, that's crazy.
And he was thinking about this. I mean, it's true.
It is true.
Sometimes that people that don't have their hands in the things that happen, that they're thousands of miles away signing papers.
Yep. Well, like what's gone on recently with everything. The bill last week. Guys are sitting on Capitol Hill, and they're over here not even worried about, real issues going on in the country. They're over here, let's give aid to other places. Yep. Oh, and by the way, let's ban this app that all of you Americans really like to use. Over 150 million Americans use it.
Yeah.
Let's ban it because we get
to talk too much on there. That's the problem.
National security.
Yeah.
So
that's a real problem.
But we'll leave all the other ones up for y'all because they're owned by American companies.
I saw where there was one congressman who had just bought like $150,000 in Meta. Yeah. Right before, or it was either right before or right after.
Right before they passed
it. Yeah, right before they passed it. It's like, that's not even insider trading at that point. That's just blatant out there trading in your face. Like, hey, I'm doing this and I'm going to make money off of it. What are you going to do about it?
Isn't that insider trading? That is the definition of it, right?
But it's like, it's not a secret though,
But then I saw Meta's stock went down even worse after that. But then they do that. What they do is they cut those stocks a lot.
They probably did that. He probably had futures on it and knew when it was going to go down so he could get it at a lower price. I don't know. I'm just speculating.
The wind just stopped. It was like the roof was blowing, and all of a sudden just like
God's
peaceful.
like, hey, people need to hear what y'all are saying.
Except for when we're filming outside.
maybe the blue hair was doing it.
Yeah, it was. It was a blue-haired video and a credit card video. Oh man. Well, that quote is very, it's very timely. Yeah. But when think about when he wrote it, it probably was very timely then too. We just didn't know because we weren't as aware about things. But today we're very aware of everything going on in the world because we have this opportunity to be so connected. And me and Granny touched on it last week. Like there's an over connection, but the good part of all this is that we are so informed. People are so much more open and aware of so much more going on, and willing to listen to not even no longer alternative media. Like that's mainstream. Alternative that used to be formerly alternative, like the podcast Joe Rogan.
Did you
all
hear
that?
Joe Rogan say that the other day?
Now it's mainstream.
Yeah, he said we are the mainstream.
Yeah,
he gets more viewers on his show, one episode of his podcast, than these legacy media do all day long.
Yep. And I know a lot of people who listen to this still probably watch legacy media, but that's the one thing you got to realize. Like legacy media is owned by somebody. Yeah. And what you get from not mainstream, but technically mainstream media now is you get a lot of people who aren't owned, who are independently, and like why we love First Form so much because of Real AF, Andy and DJ's podcast. Like that thing is not owned by anybody. It's them because it's self-funded. We're self-funded in a way like nothing is paying us to do this. Like our sponsors don't pay us for this because we don't make any money off this stuff. It's our least amount of views of all our stuff. But what that's why our message can be like it is. There's no filter. We are who we are. We share the word how we share it, and no one's telling us you can't say that or you can't do this. And it also goes back to happy 1 year anniversary of Bulls versus Steers.
Oh yeah, exactly.
The one that started it all, the one that got them it was Bulls versus Steers and Farm Nouns got us.
Yeah, people really loved those videos, which they did, honestly.
They did, I know.
I would say majority of people do, but there's always that
1%.
Yeah, those few people out there that send death threats and stuff.
It's okay. We haven't had one since that video, which is great. But you lose some, you win some. But again, we're sharing what we want to share, and no one's controlling that. And I feel like when you can get a message that is clear and there's not an angle that somebody's trying to take. Like our angle is we tell y'all like our angle is God, family, country.
Exactly. That's in everything that we do.
If you don't like that, turn the channel, swipe up, leave.
You don't have to watch it.
That's who we are.
So you were saying that about like who's behind everything. You know, when you watch the news and stuff, just pay attention to the commercials.
Yeah.
That's who's paying the news people to say the things that they say.
Yeah.
Most people think, oh, it's just advertising. And some of it is, people are going to advertise on, if you're right wing or left wing media or just whatever, sports game or whatever. But a lot of that is people are advertising there and they have a say in what they're going to say on that channel.
Or they say, well, we'll pull our advertising.
Yeah, exactly.
But then when you get people who don't care, like our friend Elon Musk, who tells them to go fiddle themselves. Like we've had to do. And that's when you get the truth.
Yeah.
That's why people are so scared of X or Twitter or whatever it is called. It's because there's a lot of truth on there. There's a lot of malarkey, but there's a lot of truth that allowed to get out. Like I'll see things there way faster than I hear about it via the news anymore.
Yeah, that's I think it might have been Elon that shared a meme, and it was like two split roads or something. And there was one, and it had all the mainstream media outlets, like their little logos, and then the other one said X. And it was like, which way are you going to go? Are you going to follow them and just believe I don't know how to say it, like the stuff because they only have time to put what they want to put out there.
Little segments.
Yeah, because then they got to have those commercial breaks. But you go to X and it's open for anybody to put whatever they want.
Yep.
Like we can put our stuff on there, and same thing with TikTok. Yep. And we put what we want out there. And then you are sometimes... You're reliant on the algorithms and hoping...
You are a victim to that.
Yes.
And I had a call with TikTok last week.
Oh, yeah.
Did I tell you about that? Yeah, they called me. Or they would face Zoom call and everything.
Again, like since
this
the last time?
Yeah, this was like not even about... They just want to hear our story better. And they asked me, they said, what is your story? And I just shared like how basically what I shared in that video, and they loved that video that I talked about.
Oh, the one where you were walking?
Yeah, and I just said like when they passed this ban. And they said, what's something you'd like to know about TikTok? Like better, like you want me to ask TikTok, like the people at TikTok. I said, I've been on this app for 4 years, and we were what you would say successful creators on it, and I have no clue what's going to work or not.
Yeah, one video, bam. What's the interview video you did the other day?
Yeah.
Took off.
Like 3 million views.
Yeah.
All these originals that we used to get viral on, 40,000 views. And so I just said, I wish there was more transparency on the algorithm, like what you want, like what they want, because we want to make stuff to get out to our followers. Yeah. We technically have over almost 4 million followers on that platform between me, you, Granny, and we can't reach them. We can't even reach a percentage of that on a video. So that was my question to them, is like, how can we get a better hold of our following, or what's more consistency? What's the purpose of followers and all that if they don't see your stuff? So they're like, that's a good question. To like, I'll ask the engineers. Got to ask them a lot about stuff. So that was an interesting thing. There's all those people on TikTok that are like, this is what TikTok's doing this week or whatever. None of them know. I heard one guy saying that one way to make sure you never see somebody's video again is to follow them. Yeah. And I was like, that's a good point. Yeah. I mean, they're wrong on probably most of the stuff they say on there, but that guy I think had a point, because it feels like when I follow somebody on there, I don't see their stuff. Like if you post a video on your account, I have to go watch it. I have to go find it. Yeah, same for you. Or go to my follower page and scroll. Every once in a while show up on mine. Yeah, but it's crazy. Or an older one, like from 2 or 3 days ago, then it'll show up on my For You page. Yeah. So it's just, you never know. So that's why we are victims or prisoners to that, the algorithm, and even with these, like they're not going to go viral, but they do better on Facebook. So Facebook's algorithm will allow this to go further than it was on YouTube. YouTube does not like long form of our stuff. They love our short form.
You think they would,
but Facebook doesn't. So we can sit here and bicker like old men all day about it, but that's kind of y'all are going
to see like a little behind the scenes of
what we do,
how all the different platforms
and we
work.
have to think about when we're being creative with even our writing is like, hey, make sure we don't say that word.
Yep.
So like we can't be, even with TikTok, you can't, there's the guidelines.
Yep.
And that's, I think, the one thing I do like about X, even though there's guidelines there too, and the followers get stripped like we talk about all the time. But I do feel like you're more freedom of speech there.
Definitely.
But there's no true freedom of speech anywhere.
No.
So I know you said you had a question earlier.
Oh, yeah.
What was your question you wanted to ask? 'Cause I have one for you too.
I wrote it down. Let me check.
Okay.
Because I don't remember exactly how I worded it. I heard this the other day, and I was like, I'm going to ask Gatlin that. All right. Is it more important to know where you're going or where you've been? Ooh. I know that's kind of off topic from what we were getting at, but I think it's a pretty important question.
I think I think I'm a big proponent of you need to know, you know your history so you know how to prepare for where you're going.
Yeah.
And that's the same way to probably answer that question is I think it's better to analyze what you've done and where you go, so where you can grow and where you can change and make switches versus trying to, if you focus on the future, that's so uncontrollable. Yeah. You have no clue where that's going to go because tomorrow's not guaranteed. And so that's where faith is a huge part in all that question that you're asking is like when you have faith, you don't worry about tomorrow. But you do know you can take care of today, which how do you take care of today? You look back at yesterday. Mm-hmm. Don't sit there and reflect on it and be down, but analyze it and go, how can I be better? Whether it's our content, being a dad, being a husband, being a brother, cousin, friend, being a Christian. It's the best way to really, that's how you can strive to be the best version of yourself and the version God created is self-reflect, analyze the past, and then make changes to it. Don't just look at it, because you can also have all the answers, but you got to be able to act on them. Mm-hmm. A lot of people don't act. They just look at it and go, I guess that's how it is. And it's like, no, action. Apply action to your life. So that's a good question. I like that.
I heard somebody ask that the other day. I was like, I think that would be a great question for our talks.
That was a good question. Yeah. That's a good one. Good one.
I can't take credit for it. I stole it from somewhere. I don't remember, but I thought that would be a good kind of conversation starter.
All right. So I had to speak this week.
Yeah. Where were you speaking at?
At my old high school. I had to give a speech at the Academic Enrichment Association. They asked me to come back. I was part of it growing up. I had over 3.5 GPA. You
enriched by academics there?
I mean, we'll say It had a fundamental in my life, but the speech was about the theme was movies, like lights, camera, education type thing. So I made my speech about movies, but pertaining to life and that connection there. And I said, Joe Rogan has said it. I heard it before Joe Rogan saying it years ago, but I can't remember exactly who said it. But it said, live your life like you're the hero in your own movie. Yeah. All right. The question for you is, if you could choose a hero to play you in a movie.
Oh, like an actor?
Yeah, but gotta be able to embody you. Like, who could you see playing Jarrett? But also, if they had to play the life story of Jarrett one day, then it means he has to play Gate Bart and he has to play a UPS man. This guy's got to be very versatile. Yeah. Who would be the hero in your story to play you one day?
No, I'm just thinking, when you ask that question, I'm thinking somebody that's already an actor.
Yeah.
Yeah. And somebody I always liked and I see similarities with is Chris Pratt.
Yeah, I like that.
I think Chris Pratt would play a pretty good Jarrett.
Like early 2010s Chris Pratt?
Yeah,
like Andy Dwyer.
Yeah, that's when I really started liking him. Uh-huh. Him and April's relationship, and he was all his band names, Mouse Rat and stuff. I have a Mouse Rat shirt.
Not a terminalist Chris Pratt, souped up Star-Lord.
Hey, maybe that's my next chapter.
It is.
Yeah, there you go.
Action. Applying action to your life. I was thinking about that. I was like, because I just said, you become your own, you are the hero of your own story, which is, I believe that.
Can I turn that question and ask you who would play Gatlin?
Oh, dude. I don't know. I get this all the time. I get compared to so many basic looking white actors all the time. Like when me and Connor worked at that restaurant in California to now, all the time I'd get people you look like Ryan Reynolds, or you look
who would play you, Rob Riggle?
Yeah, no, not Rob. Rob, sorry, no, not Rob. He's too old. don't look enough like me. But I get all the time, you get these things. But apparently Sam Worthington's like the most comparable.
What's he from?
Avatar. He was the Jake Sully guy. But he'd be too old. But I like I could see him, or I've gotten Chris Pratt from people too about things, and I don't know. I don't know. I don't see any of these when people say it, but people would ask Ryan Reynolds. I was like, his eyes are too narrow. I get Ryan Reynolds. I'd get Paul Rudd. There's always one.
Yeah, when me and you were Paul Rudd
and Seth Rogen.
Yeah, we have to find that picture so Connor can throw that in.
Yeah, and so I would honestly, Sam Worthington's a really good actor. And he's going to be in that Kevin Costner's Horizon movie, so I'm excited to see that. So I'd say Sam Worthington.
Nice.
Even though he's Australian. But I like him. Yeah.
It's funny how we've gone so far off of where we started.
Yeah.
Talking about evil and now we're talking about movies, which, I mean, I love it.
Yeah, but to circle back, though, movies they've been played to, like, be harmful to people in society. And a lot of these guys we've listed, they haven't played roles that would be more harmful. I'd say those guys have been lighthearted and brought entertainment.
More the hero, like you were saying.
Yeah, just entertaining, and then more like to like make us forget what's going on versus, you know.
So I think that's what a lot of entertainment should be. It shouldn't be to brainwash you or should be propaganda. It should be to entertain you and honestly step away from all the reality, because you just get hit in the face with it every day.
Every day. That's the hard part about social media, because what works on social media is the talking about reality, and that's how we make fun of all that stuff going on
in a satirical way.
And we're supposed to like make people just laugh about things, and we're not trying to give you like a perspective about it, like, oh, you got to think our way. No, we just want you to be able to laugh.
Yeah,
like
I mean, this may be the way we think about stuff.
but it's like just laugh. Yeah, like, and we're making fun. We make fun of our lives and how we are and the people we're from more than we make fun of anybody besides blue hairs.
Yeah. Vegans
and blue hairs. Sorry, y'all are low-hanging fruit.
Yeah, it's just too easy, man. It's just too easy.
Well, I know we probably got to wrap it up tonight. But I know today we have a scripture from Romans that pertains to C.S. Lewis quote you had, and just in general what's going on in the world.
Yeah, it's kind of like you have to, if you see evil out there, you have to stand up and say something about it, and that's what we do.
That's what we do within our content, and we entertain you, but that is exactly what we try to do. That's what we try to go for. That's our goal every week when we make these videos. Like, we hope we hit the algorithm, but we mainly want to entertain y'all if you get to see it.
Yeah. And we're willing to chance not hitting the algorithm to speak our minds and to speak the truth.
Say a certain message.
Yep.
That's what happens with these, you know. All right, what do we got from Romans?
Let me get my old Bible open here. It's Romans chapter 12. I had it marked off here. Okay. All right. Don't just pretend to love others. Really love them. Hate what is wrong. Hold tightly to what is good. That's chapter 9, or verse 9.
Well, if that doesn't, if we have to sit here and dive deep into what that verse means, and you're not paying attention to this.
Love what is good and hate what is evil.
Yep. And that hatred is not meant to be like it's not meant for you to hate like what you justify as evil. It's like what is truly
evil.
We should hate evil as people, as believers and followers of Christ. We should hate evil because evil is what.
Yeah, and a lot of people say you're not supposed to hate. Well, it just said right there in the Bible to hate evil.
Yeah.
So you should hate evil, and you should speak the truth like we try to do. And we're not always speaking out against evil. We're speaking out against stuff that we don't agree with a lot of times.
But a lot of times.
And a lot of times it is evil.
Evil, like going back to nefarious and all that.
Yeah.
Like it's part of the plan.
Exactly.
To make us make the culture, make people less godly.
Mm-hmm. And see, like that's an example of a movie that has a good message behind it, kind of like we try to do with our content. And it shows that evil is out there in the world.
Yep.
And even sometimes you want to step away from it and get entertained, sometimes it is good to have that message that's in there that says to do what is good and to hate what is evil.
That's amen, man. You nailed that. You should write the book.
Do what's good, hate what's evil.
Yeah, kid's book version though.
Yeah.
Well, you want to lead us in prayer tonight?
Yeah,
wrap it up.
Lead us in prayer.
Okay, I'll let you take it.
It's getting a little hot out here, by the way.
Yeah.
It's a little summertime.
Come on, wind blowing here for Gate Park.
Right?
All right.
It's blowing the wrong direction.
Here we go.
All right. Dear Lord, thank you for letting us sit here and letting us get into your word and have a message and speak the truth and hate what is evil, like we've said here. And Lord, I pray that you be with us as we continue to make content for people and to get your message across the best that we can and to speak the truth and to do what is right in your eyes, Lord. And pray that you be with all those people out there and those people who reach out to us still. I have a few people still reach out to us through our email. And just pray that you can be there for all their prayer requests and all those people out there who are struggling and hurting, Lord, and that you can be there for them. Lord, thank you for everything you've blessed us with. Amen.
Amen. That's a good one, man.
I forgot to tell you, I've had a few people still reaching out to our email.
That's good. That means they're seeing the old videos.
Yeah, we still have the Sunday Night Convos.
Even though this has changed names now.
Yeah, SundayNightConvos@gmail.com if you want to email. I'm still reading them.
Still seeing them.
When I get a chance. Yeah.
And responding when you can get it. And when you were praying, I had a little sweat on my chin. I went to rub it, and I was like,
gonna pick up on the mic.
I forgot.
Oh yeah, you shaved.
I was like, so y'all have been baby faces old. They're probably like, who's the guy sitting across from Jarrett tonight?
Yeah, that's not Daryl.
That was for another video that came out. The Feds.
FIB.
Well, man, you have a great week. I'm glad we got together again and get to make these. And then I guess we'll see him. This was 41, right?
41.
All right. Well, we're getting close to that old 52 number. 52. What's in 52 weeks? How many weeks are in a year?
56.
52.
I don't know. Are you sure?
Okay. Well, cheers to you. Have a great week. We love y'all. God bless.
God bless.